Sports. Everyone loves sports.
LeBron James.
Scream if you love
Super Mario 64!
And that's why there's so many video games about sports. And these sports games have characters. And in other video games, there's also characters that have played sports. One of the biggest crossovers of all time, Smash Bros, has tons of characters. So why not we figure out how much have played sports? Okay, so first we have the Mario series, and I was originally thinking about Mario Kart, but then I remembered Mario and Sonic at the Olympics exist, which means instead of having them play the sport, they actually do it professionally. Okay, we do have Dr. Mario and Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant has played a sport because he is in Mario Kart World. And then Dr. Mario, Nintendo says he's different from Mario, but in one of the comics it literally says he's just Mario from the future. So I think it's safe to say he's just Mario, so we're gonna put him in professionally. And then King K. Rool, he has done boxing in Donkey Kong 64, so he goes here. And speaking of Mario Kart with Piranha Plant, Link is in Mario Kart, as well as Isabelle, and Rob is in Mario Kart DS. And then Inkling is in Mario Kart, but Inkling just in Splatoon professionally plays sports. Okay, next we have Young Link. Young Link has done horse racing. Toon Link in Wind Waker. I mean, I really only base him off Wind Waker. He is in a couple other games, but in Wind Waker, there aren't really any sports. There's just mini games, so doesn't know what a sport is. Zelda. So this is, I don't know if this is specific Zelda, but in Breath of the Wild, Zelda is basically just like watching over Link, and in Breath of the Wild, Link does play sports, so I would put Zelda in has watched a sport. Then Sheik is specifically Ocarina of Time Zelda, although Sheik, there's no evidence she's played or watched a sport. She like kind of knows what Link is doing like throughout his adventure. So I'd say know what a sport is, but hasn't played one. And then Ganondorf, I mean, there's no evidence that Ganondorf has played or watched a sport, but I feel like Ganondorf would just know what a sport is. Next is Samus and Zero Suit Samus. Apparently there's a minigame called Blast Ball, which means they have played a sport. Dark Samus is, I'm pretty sure Dark Samus is literally just a clone of Samus, so probably hasn't played a sport, but knows what a sport is. In Ridley, I don't think Ridley knows what a sport is. Okay, next up is Kirby. All three of these guys are in Kirby Air Riders and Kirby Air Ride, but I'm gonna use Kirby Air Riders because I've actually played the game, so have played a sport. Okay, next is the Star Fox characters. They're really just in spaceships the whole game, so I think it's pretty safe to assume they don't know what a sport is. And then every single Pokemon character. I would say the Pokemon battling is a sport, and it seems like they do it professionally. So every single Pokemon character is going to play a sport professionally. So we already have 2 full rows of characters. That's crazy. Okay, next is Ness, and although it seems like he would have played baseball, he actually hasn't, although apparently he's a big fan of baseball. I just got that from Google. So he's definitely watched the sport if he's a fan of it. And then Lucas, he's not even in the same like dimension as Ness or something. Not the same timeline. So most likely doesn't know what baseball is. Captain Falcon, I think it's pretty obvious, he's literally all about racing. So professionally plays. Okay, Ice Climbers, they only have 1 game, so I'm just gonna say they don't know what a sport is. Okay, next is Fire Emblem. This is where things kind of get tricky. Well, actually, I just did a Google search, and there's actually literally just not even sports, so doesn't know what a sport is. I'm glad Fire Emblem was this easy. Hopefully it's easy in the future. But yeah. Okay, Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. Game & Watch is kind of tricky because, well, he's kind of just like a bunch of characters into one, so there isn't like an exact thing. I did have him on Have Watched a Sport, but he's probably played a sport, honestly. Now I think about it. I don't know. He's kind of a tricky character. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay, Kid Icarus. So I put Pit and Dark Pit don't know what a sport is. And then Palutena, well, she is apparently a goddess, so I would say she knows what a sport is, but probably hasn't played it. Apparently Snake has played, like, has gone skateboarding, which I guess is a sport, so has played a sport. Olimar has no idea what a sport is. Okay, Villager. So, in one of the older games, apparently, I think it was the one on the GameCube, you can make tournaments for something. I forgot what. I'll show a text on screen about what it is. So, if you, for some reason, decide to do this every single time you entered Animal Crossing, it's professional. The fact that it's possible is why I'm putting it professional. Mega Man is in Sonic Racing, and we can go ahead and cross out Joker and Pac-Man from that also. And Steve. Wow. Okay, we actually forget about Steve. I want to talk about him because technically you can make a sport in Minecraft and you could just play it all the time, so therefore he's professional, and I'm sure there would be some way to do it with mobs somehow. So that means Steve, Zombie, and Enderman are in professional. Alright, next is Wii Fit Trainer, and although she doesn't even really play a sport in her games, just seeing how fit she is, she probably has played a sport. Next is Little Mac. I think it's a pretty obvious one. He has professionally played a sport. Next is the Mii's, and there's literally Wii Sports, so has played a sport. Next is Shulk, and although he can't play a sport, in Xenoblade Chronicles X, there is a sports complex, so has watched a sport. And then Pyromifera, don't know what a sport is. Or wait, actually, I mean, they've talked to Shulk, so maybe does know what a sport is, but hasn't played. Okay, Duck Hunt. This one's a little interesting. So, I guess technically, hunting is a sport, and since, like, the duck and the dog are kind of like the victims, they've watched it. Yeah, it's a little dark, but that's the best way I can interpret it. Okay, Ryu and Ken are, like, professional in martial arts, so professional. Next is Cloud, and apparently he's done some racing, so has played a sport. Okay, Sephiroth most likely doesn't know what a sport is. There isn't really evidence showing he knows what a sport is. Bayonetta also doesn't know what a sport is. Simon and Richard don't know what a sport is. Hero also doesn't know what a sport is. Wow, the streak is crazy, guys. Okay, well, luckily Banjo and Kazooie will break the streak, because Banjo is in Diddy Kong's Racing, so has played a sport. Terry is just like Ryu and Ken, and belongs in professional status. Next is Min Min. Min Min also professionally plays a sport. I don't even know what you call the sport. It's like some sort of fighting thing. He professionally plays. Next is Kazuya. He professionally plays a sport. And finally is Sora, and he has played a sport. He's done some racing and has also played some game called Fruitball. And that is the final tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below more suggestions for what I should see what Smash characters have done. This is honestly a pretty surprising tier list. I did not expect this. We literally have 3 full rows of professional. Really only like 1.5 rows of have played a sport. Only 4 people have watched a sport. We have 5 people who know what a sport is but hasn't played it. And then we literally have like 2.5 rows of don't even know what the sport is. So yeah. But anyways, see you guys in the next video. Bye.